Hawk.
You're
And
really
Johnny
up for
would still
coming
leave
with us?
Chris out of
I
Cobra
am.
Kai. And later that day, Johnny would talk to Hawk.
Whenever your
Johnny
father's
would
ready,
tell him
I should say.
his behavior was
If my
unacceptable.
counsel might
He would
help
say
you
that he
towards
had
the
no
answers you
voice.
seek,
So
it's the
Johnny
least I
would
can
also
do to
kick
repay
Hawk
you.
out of Cobra Kai. Hawk would be
I think
devastated.
it will do me
Katie
well to
would
see
leave
the light of
Cobra
your
Kai.
fame again.
And Johnny would go to Daniel's house to return the Medal of Honor. And Robbie would still answer the door. Johnny would still be a little surprised to see him there. And Johnny would hand Robbie the medal. Robbie would say that he knew it was Miguel that took it, but Johnny would say it wasn't Miguel, and that the student responsible was no longer at Cobra Kai. Johnny would tell Robbie that any anger he has towards Miguel, take it out on him, that Miguel was a good kid. This is when Sam would come down and overhear this. And Johnny would also say that he hopes Robbie and Miguel could work things out, and to thank Miguel for retrieving the medal. So Johnny would leave. Robbie would give the medal back to Sam, and the events of season 2 would continue. Moon's party would still happen. Both Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do would be there. Hawk would also be there, but many other Cobra Kai students wouldn't associate with Hawk anymore. But Miguel, Aisha, and Tori would still talk to Hawk. Miguel would tell Hawk that he was trying to convince Johnny to let him back in Cobra Kai, and Robbie and Sam would see Miguel, so they would both thank him for retrieving the medal. Sam and Tori would still have their drinking game, but Miguel and Sam wouldn't kiss in this timeline. And after the party, Robbie and Sam would still go to Johnny's house, and Daniel would confront Johnny, and he would still be mad at Robbie. Daniel would still tell Robbie that if he wanted to end up like Johnny, that was fine with him. So those
I'll
vows
disinfect
would
my
stay the
tools.
same. So Robbie would stay with Johnny in this timeline. The school fight wouldn't happen in this timeline. Johnny would invite Robbie to come join him at Cobra Kai. So
Right
Robbie would
behind
only be there.
I'll meet you at the
Obviously,
gateway
later,
presently,
any of the
friend.
Cobra Kai students would be surprised to see him there. Miguel would walk up to Robbie and he would welcome him. So Robbie and Miguel would start to see they were so different. Daniel would eventually forgive Robbie and he would go back with Daniel. But Johnny and Robbie's relationship would have improved. Eventually, Kreese would come back and he would take Cobra Kai since he was the one on the lease.
Mind if I take a little peek at
So
you?
Johnny
I
would stay
promise
with
I'll be
Miguel,
brief.
but many of the students would go with Johnny, including Miguel, Aisha, and Tori. And Johnny would stay
My
for
goodness,
event,
what a strapping
for
physique.
the students, and he would go find Hawk. So Hawk would rejoin Cobra Kai in this timeline. Daniel would hear that Chris had come back, and Johnny and Daniel would share the common interest of defeating Cobra Kai. So Johnny and Daniel would team up a lot earlier in this timeline. Miguel, Aisha, Tori, Robbie, Sam, and Dimitri would all be in Miyagi Fang, and Tori and Sam would have to learn to get along. Chris would hear that Daniel and Johnny had teamed up, so he would still go get Terry Silver, and Terry would be hesitant to come back, but eventually he would come back, and they would train the students to Cobra Kai in the Quicksilver method, and Hawk would be Cobra Kai's #1 student, and the rivalry between Cobra Kai and Miyagi Fang will continue, and that is where I'm going to end this What If.
Excuse me, sir.
We want to get Cobra Kai.
Mind if I take a little peek at you? I promise I'll be brief.
Man, because of the unsportsmanlike conduct by Mike Barnes, Terry Silver, and Grease.
My goodness, what a strapping physique. Capable of an
Starting
astounding variety of
band,
acts of
but Daniel
violence, I
would still be
imagine.
there, and he would vote against him. And the All Valley Committee would be split.
This must be the
but
good old
eventually
twins from Hollow Tree.
the Cobra Kai band.
That delectable
Cobra Kai would
aroma.
be unbanned in
Could
this
it be?
timeline. Daniel
Pardon the
would be
intrusion.
happy. Johnny would be furious, and he would be drinking at the dojo. Miguel would stop by
Ah,
the
yes.
night, but
And
Johnny would be
resin.
happy.
Delightfully nutty with a hint of squid
for
ink.
his successful date. Miguel and Johnny would be disappointed.
Not one for
that
gastronomic
they wouldn't be able to
exploration, I
make it
see.
during the All Valley. So
If you
Johnny
got
would
a
get
hospital,
to training his
why are
students.
you so different when we summon you for help?
It's a long story.
The no mercy philosophy and the events
But you are
of
correct.
Cobra
I
Kai
am
season
indeed
1 that
Ratatoskr.
happened.
The one you know as Ratatoskr is really one of my
Miguel and
spectral
Sam would still
aspects.
break up.
And a
Daniel would
particularly
still
nasty
out,
one at
but
that.
Robbie was Joe's
I
son.
consider him so far removed from myself that he's practically a different
The night
person.
of the All Valley,
Speaking
Cobra
of,
Kai would be
Bitter,
Robbie
would you like to come out
would
and see
still
your
be
friends?
Billy, Daniel would be surprised to see Robbie there.
I suppose
Robbie
that
would
was to
still
be
advance in
expected.
his matches.
Anyway,
He would still be cheering for Robbie. And
now
Robbie
that I've
would be
polished off all
all
the
the
dreadful
finals.
would
During
you
the
like to
finals,
see the
he
bag?
would play Sandra Stone. and it would be a close match between Xander and Robbie,
Indeed.
where Robbie would
Seed
defeat
of
Xander in
Brazil,
this
to be
timeline.
precise.
So Robbie would be the all-belly
Since my dwarven lieutenants performed a little
Shuffle to me,
reconfiguration,
fine.
you'll need seeds like these to open up new destinations on my tree.
Your tree, huh?
Yes, my tree. Here,
Since
let
Cobra
me
Kai
show
never
you.
competed in Miguel #1, Greece wouldn't come back in this timeline, and the events would be pretty uneventful. Daniel would still have a rivalry with Johnny, and Cobra Kai would still grow. Miguel would still want to apologize to Sam, and eventually
Ah, so that's why good Master Brock needed an alpine seed. Clearly you have important matters afoot. That seed you found unlocks Niflheim of all places. Around this ancient and
Perhaps as we travel, you can tell me the tale of your prior visit to the land of the elves. Sure I can.
Eventually, Johnny and Daniel.
How fun was the first time we ever roam traveled using your temple? Freya tried to
Daniel
remove
would
us,
also see that
Odin cast a spell on her.
Johnny would see
She
the
can't leave Midgard.
Daniel would
That's
say,
terrible.
So then we fought our way through an army of dark elves to get to the light.
You interfered in the elf.
Not by choice. We sought to fill the Bifrost, and they attacked us.
The dark elves were covering it with their sticky hive stuff. When we freed it, light elves came back. Things seemed better now.
Did they now?
Valley, Robbie would be fighting for Miyagi-Do. He would defend his title. Robbie would win the All Valley.
Alpine.
He would be the two-time undefeated All
been
Valley
so
champion.
long.
Not sure where the temple is from here, but that's where we'll find Grove's shrine.
That is where I'm gonna end this. What if? Thank you guys. What if we go? Never
I see the elves continue their war.
Yeah, so much for things being better now.
So Carmen would continue to live with us for a couple more years, but eventually she would find out what he actually
Thimble
does.
Winter hit Alpine hard.
She
No.
would never move.
Storms have plagued Alpine's deserts long before Thimble Winter.
Carry on. Johnny would still be fired from his job.
Living
He
desert.
would never say he was not part of the mob. So Johnny would agree with the Cobra Kai family, and he would eventually find another job. Johnny would still dislike Johnny. He would still be angry. Daniel would also continue living his life. Daniel dealership would be very successful. He would still have a rivalry with Cole. Still big time. Tyler would continue bullying Dimitri. Aisha would also be bullied by Yasmin. That would stay the same. Eventually, Sam
Hold on.
bully Dimitri.
I hear something out there. Something big. It's in pain.
Would stay the same. Since Cobra Kai didn't listen to the
What do you hear?
Daniel
Feels like some kind of animal. How could anything live in a storm like that?
Plenty of caves under the desert. Comfort, but the dark elves get on best they can. Is everything okay? I'll say. Just putting you on your chest. We'll be right along.
My dad likes Luke.
Very well.
And eventually they would be arrested. First released in major train crews would be in prison. Robbie would Johnny would find out that Robbie was in the movie. Angel would go visit Robbie, but Robbie wouldn't want to.
There. The Temple of Light.
Grove's shrine is at the top.
Freya never bothered returning to Alpine, did he?
I know. I assume the fate of his own realm took precedence.
Wait, Freya's brother?
Yes. Cut from a different cloth, that one.
When Anthony and his friends would stop messing with Penny, Penny would continue.
There's a barricade up ahead.
Danny would
Wrong.
for reasons.
Oh!
Still
Didn't know we could do that.
and he would still be chosen. Those events would stay the same. Chosen would stay with Daniel. Chosen would be friends.
Hey, you alright, brother?
Overall, things would be pretty uneventful, peaceful, and that is where I'm going to end this what if. Thank you guys for watching. Existed during the events.
Another of Gervasia's poems.
Comments below. All members have access to emojis. They can use the comments. What if never existed during the events of Cobra Kai? So when this time when the events of Cobra Kai would still happen, Johnny would still see Miguel, and he would still be open up Cobra Kai, and at school, Miguel would try to find
Freya's brother.
and he would see
How was he involved?
Monaco. Freya of the Valley traveled to Alfheim, where he discovered a most beautiful land devastated by war. Using his divine powers, he set about cultivating a tenuous peace among the elves.
And the rest of the season would stay the same.
Did you mention how that piece fell apart as soon as he left?
I was getting to it.
Robbie,
that?
oh no. Robbie,
That's enough, please.
Miguel,
We can do this.
We don't want to hurt you.
We do not have a choice.
Robbie,
Where's the one who freed the light?
Daniel,
Why are you fighting us? We helped you last time.
Freya, focus.
Robbie, Sam, and Miguel.
I hate allies.
Still going.
They attacked us. More will follow once we're inside. Is there truly no other way? It's not like we're giving much of a choice.
So your father said. I'm just naive, I suppose.
No,
Like this,
just an
Daniel
optimist.
told Johnny not to trust the priest. Miguel wouldn't push Dimitri to do Cobra Kai.
Tribute to Freya made by the elves. He must have left it here when he raced back to Vanaheim.
What is this?
A charm to ward off nightmares. Prayers. So knowing the elves, there are probably attributes to find.
Story with Robbie and they would get along and start dating. And Priest wanted to accept the audio as an ally of Johnny who picked Priest.
So tall. We came in from the top last time. Didn't realize all this was changing.
It's an open gate.
Some
We'll
audio
promote cooperation between the elves.
Stingray
First.
wouldn't
Atreus, let me know when I've reached halfway.
So, what's happening right now?
This seal is meant to represent the balance of the realm when Freya was here. Light and dark, working together in harmony.
Eventually come back.
How's that look, Atreus?
Good.
The majority of
Thanks.
students
Father,
would go
how
with
you
Johnny.
doing?
Unfortunately for Alfheim, Freya didn't accept his sister's decision to marry
So
him.
Danny,
He
Johnny,
returned to Vanaheim
Priest
and left his realm to its fate.
would go up.
To be fair,
And he would
the Aesir did set him on fire at one
friends.
time.
And without Hawk there, Brooks would actually join Cobra Kai.
The door should have opened.
Kai and
Are you sure it's
Miyagi
balanced?
would have arrived.
Yeah.
Priest called Terry
Right.
Silver and he
Not
would
anymore.
go back and
Father,
teach
try calling it the other way.
guys the Quicksilver method with Daniel
Yeah,
and
yeah. It's
Terry.
here. You keep pushing forward.
That he used to be Cobra Kai, and they would decide the plan to defeat Cobra Kai. JoJo's would train for the tournament, and Priest and Terry they was supposed to
Fine
find
work,
Tyler be Karate's next bad
Shall
boy,
we?
and that is when we end this what if. Thank you guys for watching. Do you guys think what happened if Hawk never existed during the events of Cold War? Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Johnny reopened Cobra Kai during the events of Cobra Kai Season 6? If you haven't seen the previous parts, I would recommend you go watch them.
What's a Dark Elf statue doing in the Light Temple?
That's just how they looked before the division.
The division.
Yes. The elves weren't always split between light and dark, you know. This statue depicts the elves before the war, before they discovered the power of the light.
What's that sound?
No sense in spoiling the surprise.
Whoa, it's the light. Ow.
I've never seen the Lake of Souls so volatile.
Aye. Fimbulwinter, you reckon?
Of course, making the light.
So the base of this light well, that's the Lake of Souls.
Yes. After the creation of the 9 realms, fallen souls began to gather down in those waters.
When the elves discovered its potential, they built this temple to harness that energy. A smashing success, to say the least.
Many of them became addicted to their newfound power, and thus, the Light Elves were born. Well done. Though I imagine our Light Elf friends will be less than pleased.
Speaking of Light Elves,
Let me try talking to them again. They
Best
may...
just to let these two do their thing, brother.
another Light Elf! To the left!
Behind you! Incoming!
Left flank!
Behind you, brother!
Poor souls.
Here, they came across on light bridges, but now the bridges are gone.
I have an idea to get us across.
Lucky for us, swearing off violence doesn't mean he can't disfigure some architecture.
This way. Shrine awaits.
The temple looks so different than I remember. It was all broken and covered in hive stuff last time we were here.
These elves use Alfheim's light to enhance the temple. And themselves, by the look of it.
They definitely look more dangerous than last time.
Oh, those were just the foot soldiers. They'll get more dangerous the further up we go.
Great. So if these elves use the light to build doors and make themselves stronger, what do the Dark Elves want with it?
To return it back to its source. To them, the natural resources of Alfheim are sacred. None more so than the light itself.
Aye, the Light Elf's success came at a terrible price. Alfheim's once lively desert withered into a storm-ridden wasteland soon after the creation of this temple.
There's more Twilight Stone up there.
More inspiring lyricism from the mind of Kvasir.
More light elves ahead. I'll handle this.
Maybe that's not a great idea.
Oh there, friends! Salutations! We mean you no harm.
Here! Get back!
Maybe you can throw those back at him! I get it now. Why they keep fighting. The Dark Elves want the souls and the light left alone. But the Light Elves want to keep using them.
That's the long and short of it, aye.
So then, which side is right?
Rarely is it so simple.
And not our place to say. This is an elven call.
I said as much the last time we were in Alfheim.
Right. They sure made a lot of these light doors.
Fortifications.
Aye, none too eager to let the Dark Elves run the roost again.
The angle looks right.
Excellent. Let's continue our ascent, yes?
Right side! Behind you! Watch out!
What became of Kvasir?
Ripped apart by his audience. Well, one member of his audience. Well, thought.
I suppose I'll leave you to it then.
Behind you! Watch out! Left flank!
Wow. That was violent. I'll meet you on the other side.
Whoa! Tyr can really jump.
This mystic doesn't see us.
There's Twilight Stone on the ground. I wonder if I could use Twilight Stone against him.
We can continue up this way.
Father, over here!
Here they come. Do what you must.
Fire! Throw your weapon at it!
Behind you! Watch out!
I still can't figure out how they're making light bridges.
Look at this statue, these crystals. I've noticed them on the elves as well.
Whoa! The crystals still make light bridges. But now the light elves wear them. Smart.
Almost there. Allow me.
I dare say he's beginning to enjoy the vandalism. Pretty soon he'll be laying waste to pottery.
Shall we continue? Well, at least we're getting closer. Look up. See?
Feels even taller on the inside. I believe all this is down here.
Ah, the Nornir. Why must they insist on these frustrating times?
You know better than us, brother.
I can't remember the last time I visited the Norns, nor do I wish to try. Well done.
Look, over there.
And here we go again.
Father, watch the oar! Got him!
Watch your leg! Behind you! Incoming! One more to go.
Another light door.
There's some Twilight Stone on that statue shield. But that angle isn't gonna work. Do you think there's any way to stop the elves from fighting each other?
Had Freyr not abandoned the realm, a lasting peace may have formed. But now,
Can we really place all the blame on Freyr? This war started long before his arrival.
but he had the power to heal this land and end the war, did he not?
He made his choice.
The wrong one.
For Alfheim, perhaps, but not necessarily for him.
Well, I suppose we're all entitled to walk our own paths, regardless of where they end.
Ski off!
Look, up there.
Statue keeps getting stuck on the wing. That looks right.
Look, up there.
Fine job, brother.
This way. We're almost there.
Do you still hear something wounded out there, Trey?
I think so. It could just be the storm.
Perhaps we can investigate once we've uncovered a mysterious seer's hidden prophecy.
There. The central chamber will bring us to the top. Once we find our way past yet another light door.
It's facing the wrong way. Maybe if we...
Allow me to speed this up. The angle should work, Kratos.
Well done.
At your service. Ah, the light of Alfheim. How stunning.
Nothing.
What's wrong?
I could hear Mother inside last time, but I can't anymore.
Her soul is one with the light now, united by forces older than Odin himself. She is at peace, Atreus.
I hope so. When Father went inside the light, he said
He went inside the light of Alfheim?
Yes.
And yet here you stand, of sound mind and decidedly not incinerated. You must tell me, Kratos, what did you see?
That memory is for me alone. But I felt only moments pass.
Didn't feel like moments to me.
I was trapped. Atreus overcame great odds to save me.
One could but only imagine. Well then, Groa's triptych awaits.
So, did you ever meet Groa?
Many times. But she was plagued by constant visions, so conversation was difficult, to say the least.
What are you doing?
I heard something.
Father, she's gone.
Keep moving.
We're almost there. Huh. They've changed some stuff. Last time, there was all this hive stuff up here. So many Dark Elves. All this time, I thought the Dark Elf came... I thought all the Dark Elves were... here.
Yes?
Did we help the wrong side?
Are you certain that's the right question?
What's the right question?
Is there a right side?
Exactly. What do you think, Atreus? Is there a right side in this war?
I don't know.
Then perhaps you shouldn't pick one. The shrine is right there.
Yeah, but there was a Nornir chest down here last time. Oh. Guess they moved it.
There it is.
Ah, you all made it. Welcome.
Oh, wow. It seems useful.
At your service. I'll heat up the forge. Hey, What happened to all the armor we made you already?
I used it.
Well, maybe try to make this one last longer.
I will not.
Have we more to talk about?
The Giants always did enjoy hiding their secrets in plain sight.
Wait until you see this.
Ah, yes. Here we have Groa's search for her missing husband. She was relentless in her attempt to find him. Meditated for weeks on end. Unfortunately, she found something else. A vision of Ragnarok.
Word of Groa's vision reached Odin. He sought her out, demanded a private retelling.
Didn't like what he heard, apparently.
Ironwood? That's the... I don't know what that is.
The mythical sanctuary for giants. Curious.
So it's in Jotunheim?
I know some giants thought so, but Ironwood isn't anywhere, lad. It's a concept, a metaphorical paradise. It's not real.
Presumably, Groa requested her ashes be returned to Jotunheim, while her soul found peace in the light. Difficult to imagine Odin respecting those wishes. The champion?
I think it's supposed to be... me.
You assume too much.
Aye. Best not to read into these abstractions so literally. Prophecies are slippery by nature. Although, some are more obvious than others.
Ragnarok.
Aye. The end of everything.
So this is it. There's nothing we can do to stop it.
There must be a way. Why else is this hidden?
Look, here. This is what we saw. It's you, fighting in Ragnarok.
No. I don't... I can't.
What's this then? That's new.
Asgard is destroyed? But the other realms thrive?
And Odin dies.
She lied.
Groa lied. Of course she did. Odin's working off a false prophecy.
So then, we can win Ragnarok. We can beat Odin.
We are not present in any of this.
But that was Tyr leading the charge against Asgard. Plus, Hell's army was there. And the elves. Champion. Okay, whoever that is doesn't matter. But for the first time, we know something Odin doesn't. We just saw we can win. Tyr?
I won't allow prophecy to define my choices.
But we just saw
No,
you.
Atreus. This is wrong.
Come. There is much to discuss. It is time.
We can't stop Ragnarok. But we can win it.
If Asgard is destroyed,